Hey everyone, are you all as sick and tired of winter as I am? Then stick around because we're going to dive into spring and explore the Ostara Tarot. Hey Tarot Tribe, it's Dustin from A Modern Metaphysic Man, and today I thought we could hang out and go through the Ostara Tarot. I'm so ready for winter to be done. I'm so tired of eating dinner in the dark. This deck has really been calling to me to use it more, and I thought I'd pull it out and do a little review for everyone, because I really kind of feel like this deck has flown under the radar a bit in the tarot community. You know, I've seen a few people talk about it, and I've seen a handful of reviews, but I don't feel like it's getting the love it should. It's an amazingly gorgeous deck. It is a collaborative deck by 4 different artists, so Molly Applejohn, Cooke, Krista Gibbard, and Julia Iredale. But they did such an amazingly good job on collaborating and working together on this deck that it really feels like it was done by one artist. From my understanding of reading the guidebook, which was a couple of months ago now, they each took a suit of the minor arcana and then a quarter of the major arcana to illustrate and work on. So they divided the deck kind of evenly, and as you go through it, you know, you can kind of get that sense, but again, it's really congruent, and they did a really good job of making it feel like one piece, which is awesome. So it is produced by Red Feather. I believe it's being distributed or published by Schiffer, if I remember correctly. But it comes in this really nice box. It has a nice little description on the back, and it has this lift open top. And when you lift it open, on the very top of the lid, it has a short little description about the 4 artists who are from Vancouver, Canada, and how they sort of met and got together to collaborate and work on this project. It does come with a nice guidebook. The guidebook is full color, and it's really well printed. I really enjoyed it. And it just has a nice little description and then a reversal meaning if you read reversals. So if that's important to you, there is some information in there. It's relatively basic. It has keywords, you know, listed at the top. Nothing mind-blowing in here, but it's really well constructed. And then it has a nice little, so it tells you here which suits each of the artists did. So Julia worked on the suit of wands, Molly on coins, Eden on cups, and Krista did swords, and then she also did the card back. It's really wonderful little book. So the one complaint I have about this deck is that the box does split the cards into these 2 piles, which stinks. I don't really typically like these boxes. I actually might make a custom box for this, and now that I'm pulling it out and using it more, I think I might do that just to keep it in. So yeah, let's pull these out so that we can take a look at the cards. Set the box aside. So the deck itself is really well printed. It has a really nice silver gilded finish on the edges. The backs are fully reversible, as you can see, so if you wanted to read reversals, you can. And the printing quality is really nice. I mean, it's a nice thick deck. The cardstock is really nice. It is a little bit of a glossier finish, so you can kind of see it there. It's not super glossy, and it doesn't make the cards slide around a ton, but it is on the glossier side, which is not bad. I kind of enjoy decks that are printed like this a little bit, just because it does help to make the contrast of the images better, meaning that the brights, the whites seem whiter and the darks seem darker. So I do kind of enjoy that. So yeah, let's flip through these cards. They're really beautiful. So we have our full card, And then our Magician. Our High Priestess. And I love the border treatment that they did on this. It's super simple, but it still gives the image room to breathe. It frames the imagery really nice. The titles, I love this Emperor card. Let's talk about this Emperor card for a minute. Like, this was the card that made me buy the deck. When I saw this Emperor card, I was like, wow. I mean, what an amazing Emperor card with all of the, the magical tattoos, and, you get this sense that, maybe he is, a demi-human type of thing, but he's got these ram horns that associate with Ares. So, I don't know. I really loved it. It's such a cool card. It's a really beautiful card. But yeah, the borders and the text is really nice. It's really well done. Our Lover's card. And the thing about this deck is there are modern motifs, which is nice. Great Chariot card. Justice. Wonderful Hermit card in this cave of magical mushrooms with the lantern. Our Wheel of Fortune. Strength. The dragon instead of a lion, which is pretty cool. Our Hanged Man. And I love the jack-o'-lanterns. Beautiful death card. It's really unique. Really talks about that change, the ending of one thing, the beginning of another. Temperance. It's beautiful. And you really get the sense, the deck does follow the Rider-Waite system, but the imagery really departs from that in a lot of ways. They do keep a lot of the symbolism and things like that, but it is different, right? Like this devil card, you have the humans in this little cage as if they're being collected, right? Which you kind of lose the sense of the people being able to just take the chains off and walk away, right? In this sense, but it's still a really beautiful card. An awesome tower card. I love that you have the doves flying away, which is that hope that I think a lot of people miss in the tower card, right? That a lot of people see the tower card and they're like, oh, the shit just hit the fan. Well, yeah, that is part of what the card means, but there is always hope that is associated with that, right? That the change is coming because of a greater good, and there's hope to be had there. The star card. Moon. Sun. Judgment. And our world card. It's a really great world card. Then we get into our wands. So the minors are really simple. They don't have any text on them. They just have the border and then the numeral, which I do like. I know some people have mentioned that because it doesn't follow the RWS system and it doesn't always necessarily depict the exact number of items, like wands, like for example this, right, the Two of Wands, there's not really two wands in this image, so it could get a little confusing if you are a newer reader and you're not familiar with the cards or the imagery. So, it is, I would say it is a deck more aligned to intermediate readers. And, it is one of those things that you'll have to practice with and become really familiar with the imagery and the cards to understand. So our Three of Wands and our Four. Five of Wands, And the great thing is the miners in this deck have a lot of animal representations, which is great. There are still figures though. Our 7, or our 8, I'm sorry. Our 9 of wands. And 10. And our page, which is this really awesome little fox. I love the illustrative quality of these cards and the color palette. Our knight. Our queen. And our king. And then we get into our coins. So, I love this cute little guy holding his coin. Our ace. Our 2. Our 3 of our coins. 4 of coins. 5. Definitely a nod to RWS there. 6. 7. I love this little family of raccoons with all their little seeds that they're guarding there. 8. 9. Great, 9 of coins. You still get that sense of, accomplishment, and that this person has finally found themselves financial independence, right? And 10. And I love this 10 of coins because it's this happy like octopus family, right? You got these little kids and they're all hugging. The older octopus has got these little glasses on. It's just great. It's very whimsical. This whole deck is very whimsical. Our page. Our knight. Our queen. And our king. And then we get into our cups. So we have our ace of cups. Our 2 of cups. Beautiful 2 of cups. 3 of cups. 4. And 5 of cups. 6. And 7 of cups. 8. And I like the sense that you get from this 8 of cups of, leaving things behind, right? You have this person who's like transforming into a bird and getting ready to take off. And our 9. Our 10 of cups. We have our page, our knight, our queen, and our king. And then we've got our swords. So we have our ace of swords, this little mouse. I love that little guy. Our 2 of swords. I love that the blindfold is still included on the moon. So some definite nods to RWS there, which is great. 3 and 4 at rest, the little bunny at rest. 5 and 6. 7. I love this little raccoon stealing the swords. And 8. You really get that feeling of entrapment, right? And that you're tied to something, right? Like this falcon is. You're hooded. You can't, you're kind of stuck in your own head. It's great. And 9 and 10. And then we have our page, our knight, beautiful Queen of Swords. You know, you still get that sense that she's been through her battles, right? But I like that she still has that sense of calmness and serenity, and like she knows that everything that has happened has gotten her to where she is now, right? And our king, very cool King of Swords. So yeah, that is the Ostara Tarot. Again, it's such a beautiful deck. It's beautifully illustrated. The cards, you know, are full and rich in symbolism, but they do veer away from the standard imagery that we see in Rider-Waite-Smith clones. So I think some people are a little put off by that. But I really love this deck, you know. Let me know what you think about this deck in the comments below. I super appreciate, as always, all of you coming to hang out and check out tarot decks with me. You know, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you haven't heard the news, my website is up and running. The link should be in the description below, so check that out as well. And thank you for all your love and support. So as always, remember, everybody is fighting a battle you know nothing about. So be kind, always. Bye, guys.